got something to say to you. Former football player, now I'm a pastor. Now I have cancer. I'm going to be dying of this cancer. So I don't have time to play around, so you need to listen up, because I got something to tell you.
All right. Name of the book. I can't recommend it highly enough. The Art of Being Unmistakable. It is the future, it is what's coming, and it is the way out of just about every mess the world finds itself in. I want to talk about, we have about 4 minutes. I want to talk about a few things. First, mimic versus model. Tell me what that is.
Well, this is a big passion of mine. One of the things that I get a view into the subculture of the web that most people don't, because I have a show where I interview people. And so often, I mean, I'm constantly looking for the most oddball, most unique people I can find. And this is hard. It's not easy. What makes this so challenging is we provide everybody with best practices and things you can do and how to grow a following. And the danger of that, and one of the problems we're running into, is that people see what works, and they try to make it better, and they try to do it that way. What they miss is how to make it different. This goes back to how do you put your signature on it? How do you deliver an experience that only you could deliver, that nobody else could? And that's, in my mind, being unmistakable. This isn't just, an ethos for like the individual. This is something we have to do in our products. This is something we have to do in our services. But we have that at our disposal. Being unmistakable and making yourself that way, that's a choice. Like, anybody who's working at some graphic design department in one of the airlines we talked about could go and say, you know what, from now on, we're going to print the destinations wherever you're going on boarding passes because we think it would be a more pleasurable experience. And you know what? Somebody will talk about that. But somebody actually has to make the choice to do it and say, you know what? We're going to do that. And so it's about taking your signature and putting on things. I had a friend who had a performing arts background. She says, what do you think? I should sing marketing tips? I said, why not? Nobody else could do that. Only you could do that. So
okay, so mimic versus model, meaning don't find something good and then just try to make it better.
Well,
That's
I think we can look at people who are good at what they do as
sure.
role models and mentors and really develop taste. But at a certain point, you have to bring your own flavor to it.
And that kind of goes into truth and honesty, because if you have truth and honesty, you're not modeling. Or you're not mimicking.
No, not at all.
So explain truth and honesty.
Well, I mean, if you look at the Amazon description of this book, I told you I committed career suicide, one Facebook status update at a time. The irony is that I think I won't be living at my parents' house any longer.
Right.
I mean, it's really weird, right? Like everything about this basically says, like any branding expert would say, this is a disaster. Nobody is going to hire you based on doing all the searches of all these things that they found, because I wrote this entire book through Facebook status updates. It was done in a very, very public way. And on my 34th birthday, I just outed myself completely. I talked about the jobs I'd been fired from. I talked about the relationships I'd failed at. And I talked about the fact that letting all of this go was amazing. Because, and here's the thing. I thought it was career suicide. What I found was that it was actually the thing that connected people to me like they had never connected before. Because there's something about, because the thing is, when you have nothing left but your truth, what else are you going to share? All the bad things that could have happened to me in my life, and there are people who live far worse lives than I have that have experienced, far worse catastrophes. But in the context of my life, all the things that could have possibly gone wrong pretty much did. I was like, okay, what else could possibly go wrong here? So the only thing left is to start telling the truth. And as I've learned in the last few weeks,
sets you free.
The truth actually does something mind-blowingly cool to your life. And it's terrifying to do it.
I tell you, I'm smiling at you because anybody who has watched me or listened to me for a very long time knows why I like you and connect to this book. The day I thought I was going to end my career, I told the truth. And somebody had pushed me up against the wall on the air, and I thought to myself, you know what? I don't have anything to lose. I don't really give a flying crap anymore. And I said, you know what? You don't know me at all. Let me tell you who I am. And this is right after I sobered up. And so I got a lot of stuff that I hadn't shared. And I said, let me tell you who I am and the mistakes I've made. I turned off the microphone. I looked at one of the producers and I said, write it down. This is the day that Glenn Beck ended his career. It started my career because people came up and said, oh, I know who you are. You know what? I've been there. And so it was honest, and that's what people are afraid of the most. Okay, real quick, give me the line. We were talking about it off the air.
Yeah.
Give me the one line of this book. This sums it up.
Yeah.
5 seconds.
Art that rewards its creator long after the average person would quit is admired, but it's rarely encouraged.
Get the book. Back in a minute.
Coming up on Will